Hi, this is Beth with All Ray of Light. Wow, it's been a long time since I've made any kind of videos. I haven't uploaded anything on my page. I think it's been a year. So I kind of wanted to give an update of what's going on, what has gone on, and kind of what I see or what I guess the direction of the page more than anything. So this has been a tough year and I'm not a great storyteller, so bear with me. And I'm also very tearful these days, so bear with me if I start crying. Some of you know that I was living in Texas with my dad, taking care of my dad who was sick, and then COVID hit, and there was, that, we all know that, we're still in the middle of that. But on March 28th, my dad died, and I found him. And that started a door that I didn't realize I was walking through that was going to have several other losses this year. So while I was dealing with everything with my dad, which if anybody's ever had somebody die and you gotta clear out all their stuff and, prepare for estate sales and fix things up to sell houses, and you just have to deal with all that stuff. And I was out in Texas, and while I was dealing with all of that, and it almost felt like I didn't really get to deal with his death because I had to just jump in, which is a problem. And then on May 6th, which was actually the day before my birthday, my 14-year-old four-legged companion, Nicholas, he's been in a few videos floating around. He collapsed and crossed over the Rainbow Bridge on the 6th. So I was dealing with my dad, and I was dealing with Nicholas's loss, and days and days and days of going through things because my dad had a lot of stuff. Finally got all that, got the estate sale. No reason for me to stay in Texas. And so I moved back to New Mexico in June, at the end of June, after we had the estate sale. Very happy to be back in New Mexico. My daughter, Kamiko, was with me out in Texas, helping me with my dad, and then, everything hit the way it did. She wanted to leave Texas also and move, but she wanted to go to Michigan, to Detroit, which some people really like Detroit. But she was really into certain music and urban art and just the whole urban art, urban farming. She just liked that part of the country. And so she moved me here, and then she moved to Detroit in the beginning of July. Sorry. On August 4th, I received a call from the Detroit Police Department that she had been found dead. I'm not going to go into the details of how she died. It wasn't COVID related. It was unexpected. And I may talk about that later, but I don't want to talk about that today. To say that devastated me is an understatement. My heart has been shattered into a million shards. And since August until now, December, I've been dealing with the immediacy of all those losses, in particular, the loss of Kamiko. I knew I would cry. I cry every day when I talk about her. Doesn't mean I cry all day, but I end up crying every day, sometime during the day. So that's what's going on. I have entered into a path that I didn't know I was going to enter into. The psychic didn't see it coming. And to say that this is the hardest year of my life is not an understatement. And to say that the loss of my daughter isn't the hardest loss of my life is certainly not an understatement. So, what do I want to do with this going forward? I am in a very, I don't know what to call it, amplified stage of spiritual growth right now because of all these losses. Because I was very clear that when I found out about Kimiko, I had to stop and grieve. That there really wasn't an option, that if I didn't, I probably wouldn't make it through. So that's what I've been doing. A lot of self-care, massage, Reiki, acupuncture, therapy. I'm trying to think of everything. I'm getting ready to start equine therapy. Just lots of processing, journaling, collaging. There's several, I've got a little stack of books. I propped stuff up on the books. A stack of books, which I'll probably go talk about some in the future. And this amplification, this road I'm on, has led me to looking at grief differently, looking at death differently, and just looking at life and living differently. I can say I am not the same person I was the last video I made. I'm definitely a different person, and I know that will continue because you can't have this amount of loss, especially the loss of a child. You're not going to stay the same. There's no way you're not going to stay the same. What I'm envisioning right now for the channel, onto that piece, is talking about my journey, because there is definitely a spiritual and psychic aspect to this, including my connection with my daughter, who's... Hi, this is Beth again with the All Ray of Light. This could end up being a part 2 video if I can't figure out how to seamlessly make the first part with the second part, because for some reason it just stopped. It just stopped, and I lost the video capacity. I don't know if Kimiko's playing a joke on me. She's around all the time. Somebody said something to me today, and they said it must be really hard for you to be having your foot in both worlds, where you know your daughter's okay, you are connecting with her on the other side, other people you know have connected with her on the other side, while at the same time you're still here physically, and you miss her, and it's a horrible loss. And I want to be really cognizant of what it's like, especially for people who lose kids, for me to say something like, I know she's okay. Because I've begun to understand that in this society, we don't really know how to talk about death. We don't know how to talk to people about death. We want to push people through their grief. And I'm not trying to make a brush at every single situation or every single person. I'm just talking kind of collectively. We are uncomfortable with people grieving because grief is ugly and it's messy, and it's like your guts are splattered on the floor, and maybe you're angry and you want to pick up those guts and throw it at somebody. So they said that to me. What is that like for you, to be in both worlds? And it is very hard because I am having a lot of communications from my daughter. She is showing up in all my readings I'm doing personally. She is showing up in every healing session I go to. She is showing up. The healers are feeling her. She's stepping in sometimes. And we're all laughing because if you knew Kimiko, you couldn't get in her way. So what I think this channel is going to turn into is kind of a combo channel where I'm talking about grief, what it's like to be a psychic grieving, and whatever information that comes through from my guides and now my daughter. Yes, I feel my dad. Yes, I feel Nikki. I feel other loved ones, but my daughter is here with me, participating in this process that I'm going through right now. She wants to be part of it. People may or may not believe that. But that doesn't matter to me if they don't. They might think I'm crazy. People have frequently thought psychics are crazy. So that is how I anticipate this going forward. I don't know what the topics of information that we're going to be covering. Probably some political and just kind of what's going on in the world. But I have a sense that that she and I may be addressing our things a little bit more from the other side and the larger perspective. Now, I'm walking that tightrope of what it's like to miss her so much, and what it's like to just feel her energy. Because as much as I know she's okay, and as much as I feel her and appreciate her messages and appreciate her still loving me, and still just feeling she's okay in the blossoming of her soul, I miss her every single day. So I hope this video or videos made sense. And please bear with me. Some of this could get messy. I happen to be feeling, pretty connected spiritually and balanced spiritually today. 15 minutes from now, I could be on the floor bawling, and, that's how this thing goes. So blessings to everybody out there. Please take care of yourselves, and be sure to tell your loved ones you love them. That includes your four-legged loved ones, or if they've got fins, whatever they are, tell them that you love them every day, because none of us know if we'll ever get that chance again. So blessings, everyone.